looks like a pretty decent entrance, so we'll go and check this one out. I'm not expecting really to find any here, but it's an adit, so we'll take it. Okay, so we've got a bit of a room area, and we've got a skeleton down here, so let's go check out whether that's a human. Bones everywhere. Something's rib cage. But mine doesn't go very far. Just to there. It's just something that they've thrown bodies down by the look of it. It's pretty gross. Be a cow or a pig or something. Oh yeah, and that's it for that one. Hey there, how's it going? So this week I've come out to Thames, and I've come up the Waiotahi Valley, and what I want to find today is a mine called the Messenger's Mine, and I've got a map for it. I don't have coordinates, unfortunately, and I've tried to find this mine a couple of times before, but not really seriously, but this time that's the whole mission, is to find this Messenger's Mine. Now what I've done so far is come across the river from my car and up the track a bit, and I've found this like flat area here. It's all covered in weeds now, but it's got to be flat for a reason, and I would say if it was for a mine. Yeah, just over there, I don't know if you saw it flew off, but it was a big kereru, big wood pigeon. Just flew out, it was sitting in a tree near me. So let's go and try and find this mine. Look at this cool little fungus that I've found here. You don't see these very often. They grow up into kind of like a net kind of shape. Isn't that cool? There's not just one here, but I've got another one right here. I've been climbing hard uphill for about the last 20 minutes, just totally thinking I wasn't going to find anything. But I just came to a bit of another flat area further up from where I was a few minutes ago, and I'll take you through to where it is, but I believe I've found the Messenger Mine. It's pretty astonishing, really. If I hadn't walked up the exact way that I came, I wouldn't have found it, you know, not without coordinates. But I found this kind of, you might be able to see a kind of trench area here, and often that can mean that it's for draining the mine, although it seems dry, but either that means that the mine is blocked and full up with water, or it's dry. So just go up here. I mean, I can't even believe I walked around here, because it doesn't look like anything. It just looks like, you know, fallen down trees and ferns everywhere. But then down here, we get to this hole in the ground. And I actually don't know how far it goes, but I'm going to put my helmet on and we'll head in there. Okay, hooray, we're into a mine. Thought it might have been a wasted journey today, but maybe not. Let's see. Okay. Well, I don't see a collapse near the entrance, so that's a good sign. Nicely shaped walls down here. You can see the pick marks, hopefully, kind of striping on the wall. So that tells you it's quite old. Some big wetters just there. And another one just a bit further along the wall here. Whoa. couple of big ones. Yeah, you guys are big. And it carries on. A few more wetters. They're all big ones in this mine. Sometimes they're just full of little wetters, but not today. See a nice bunch of those dark brown stalactites up ahead. And some water on the ground. So a bit of moisture getting in here. They seem to have dug in along this fault line. And I can see the test pit number there, 42. Guessing there must have been, yeah, you can see the rotted out old beam there. It's completely rotted out and left like a fossil of its where it used to be. Look at these stalactites. How awesome. And the floor itself has covered itself in a kind of flowstone. Bend right over here. Yeah, these stalactites are awesome. Ooh, deep mud. Hit my head on a stalactite, freaked me out. Out of the stalagmite area. It's still pretty short in here. Like around, I don't know, a little under 5 feet tall maybe. Now what's going to happen up here? It looks like collapse. But is that the end? I don't know. I think that's the end, or might be as far as we can get anyway. Yeah, it's all come down unfortunately. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I got the mine right though. I think this is the messenger mine. So the messenger mine goes that far. It's quite a muggy feeling in this mine, very humid. Another stalactite off with my helmet. Well, to be honest, that mine freaked me out a bit. Just a bit too soft, the rock. So, even so, would have been nice if it was longer. But we'll take what we can get. So let's see what else we can find. Walked about another half hour up the trail and fortunately I've come to another mine. I think this might be called Belvedere Mine. I'll have another look at that when I come out, but I'll show you where it is. Almost invisible from the track, but if we go up in here you can see there's a sign there. I'm just going to put my helmet on and we will head into this one. I don't know why I said this mine was called the Belvedere mine. It's called the Gladestone mine, at least as far as I can figure out from my map. Now, it's a little bit tricky to get in. I'm sure we will manage. Right. Bear with me while I just get through the entrance. Ooh, some big wetters up there too. Look at those. Good size. This one's hanging his legs right down. Now, what have we got? Little offshoot, some more massive wetters. Probably some of the biggest ones I've seen for ages. Anyway, that's not what we've come down here for. I'm not sure if this is just going to be a little shorty or what. Bit of spider web hanging on me. Yeah, just a little one. Oh well. That's what happens sometimes with these old mines. Prospecting mines, usually probably just a couple of guys working, trying to dig all this out themselves. Doesn't look like they've been using explosives down here, so probably just picked it all out. Would have taken ages. Doesn't look like they did much good either. Let's have a look further around. Like this never happens to me when I go out looking for mines. I'm lucky to find any, but today I seem to be finding them all over the place. Unfortunately nothing very long, but let's go and have a look at this one. This is just useless. Tiny, tiny. Climbed up into some little areas and poked a bit around and chiseled around. I think they weren't serious about that one. So we have quite a few problems in New Zealand with predators that will get into the native birds. So they set traps up in the bush to catch ferrets and stoats, weasels, rats, possums. And this one here has got a stoat inside it. Hopefully you can see it there. He has been trapped and killed by this trap. Now, stoats are actually really beautiful animals, but they will attack birds, and like they've used here a egg, as you can see there, as the bait. So that tells you that the stoats will go in there after eggs, which is not what you want. So that trap's doing its job. A bit further up the trail here, we've got another little mine that I think I can slip into. So let's go in there and have a look. Pretty tight in here. Anyway, let's head in. I think this might be part of those Gladestone mines like the last one I went into. Not sure. What have we got here? Okay. A lot, very clayey material. And like a big room here. Very soft and gluggy. Possibly a shaft just down here. Doesn't look very nice. Just yeah, I don't think that section goes very far just down there. And another section down here. But again, it doesn't look like it goes very far. Anyway, the material in here is not nice. As I say, all clay and sloughing off from the ceiling. So let's get out of this one. I've seen another adit not far from this one. I think we've seen enough of what's in here. So we just come out of that mine that I crawled down, and there's another one very close by. What does it do? Absolutely nothing. Bugger, just a little hole in the ground. Oh well. Now sometimes when I'm out on these missions, it's hard to say exactly what's left of mines, and this is another example of that. I just have to go and check every adit that I see. I don't know whether it's going to go very far, but unless you go and have a look, you're never going to know. You know, unless you have prior information from somewhere, which I don't. It's quite interesting though. It's gone up into a slightly stoked out area just around the corner. I mean, the mine is not very long itself. Interesting what they've done here. There must have been a vein that they were following. They got up into here a fair bit. But whatever it was, they must have dug it out pretty thoroughly, because I can't see anything. You know, as far as ore, it's quite soft andesite. You would even call it a clay. Now possibly they went a bit further there. Bit hard to say. There's been some collapse, bits fall down over time. Okay, so that wasn't very long, but did have that interesting little curly bit in it. Next, don't want to go too far, I'll just wreck my knees again. So, well, I think I found that messenger mine. That was the first mine that I found today, and then as far as the names on some of the other mines that I was in today, take them with a grain of salt, because I wasn't working off coordinates. I was just trying to follow a map, and I know that I got up past where Aaron and I had been before, and I thought I was past there already, so I know that some of the mines that I named earlier, I hadn't even got to them yet. But it's time I turned around. If I look back out over here, the Waiotahi Gulf is covered in fog. Well, actually I can see the tides out. This morning it was covered in fog. I didn't realise I was that far out, but I guess so. I'm actually in the Firth of Thames, this bit of land. Alright, so we'll head back home now anyway. I think I've got enough for a whole episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.